I wanted to ask about the
Certainly.
history, because that's something I don't know. I mean, I've known you for a couple of years now. Obviously, been coming there for a couple of years. But
Well,
what's the history?
St. Sylvester started in 1979.
Okay.
The first parish was in Tiger Point.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's not there anymore. The buildings aren't there because we sold the property in order to, front the resources we needed to build the new church and our new buildings. But 1979, it started in a living room of the first pastor, and then it moved to some smaller buildings, and then of course they procured the property and they built a small block church, very simple church, and then parish center. And of course now it's next to what used to be I think it's a center for sight, and there's a lot of apartments there now.
Right.
But that was the first location for the parish.
Okay. Oh, I didn't
But
know
I've been coming to Navarre for 40 years because even though I was a priest even over in Tallahassee, all the priests used to come here for their conferences and retreats to the Holiday Inn.
Oh, really?
And the Holiday Inn was there until Hurricane Ivan took it away. So I've been coming here for 40 years, so I've seen
You've seen it all
growth and
change.
change.
Yeah.
And then for 6 years, back in the 80s to the early 90s, I was a priest at St. Anne's in Gulf Breeze proper.
Okay.
And so Navarre used to be a stop between Gulf Breeze and Fort Walton.
Yeah.
And now, of course, it's
I remember that.
Beautiful community.
Yeah, for me, I first came down to this area in the 90s. I grew up in Tennessee. So this was our vacation spot. We'd come down, and at the time, people didn't even know Destin existed, in the 90s. Right. It was, because back then it was MapQuest, you didn't have all the online stuff, and it was just like if it didn't show up, on a map or whatever, you had no idea.
Well, back then, the beach was definitely Florida's best-kept secret.
Right.
Back then. But I came in 2003.
Okay.
And we still were in the old buildings in Tiger Point. Of course, shortly we moved to the campus where we are now, which is just at the edge of Gulf Breeze and Navarre.
Right in the Midway area.
And I've spent half my priesthood here in Navarre. I've been a priest for 40 years. I've spent 20 of it here in Navarre, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Yeah,
the people
I've got
are
a
fantastic.
comment right here.
I guess one of the most beautiful memories was when we came together and decided to build our new church and our classroom building, and that took 3 or 4 years from beginning until we consecrated the church, and so the people are so happy with our church, and it's indicative of the growth in the community, because when I came in 2003, maybe we had about 500 families. Yeah. And now, we have
incredible,
well over 1,300 families.
Yeah.
So it's really grown as the Navarre Beach community has grown. So,
right.
So it's these people in this parish now are wonderful. They're very community oriented. They're very much into serving not only the parish but serving the poor and the needy in the community, and getting involved in all the different organizations in the community. And of course, we have our winter visitors. We've had more and more of them, and they keep up with us when they're back in the Midwest and up in the north and all that. But they come here and they love St. Sylvester. They love Navarre, and as you well know, some of them decide to come here and settle permanently.
Sure,
which is a beautiful thing. So the parish of St. Sylvester is a wonderful parish. Great people, and Navarre is a beautiful community. I'm very, very proud to be a citizen of Navarre, and I'm very, very happy to be here on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got a couple comments that came through just to kind of circle back on this. So I've got one from Susan Mary Rose. She says, Father Kelly's mother says her favorite memory of St. Sylvester is when the new church was built. So right what you were just talking about. And then I've got Chuck on here as well. Chuck Pullman, a mutual friend of ours as well. He says, thank you for what you do for the community and your support for St. Sylvester Church in the new city. There's so much to it to unpack there. Is making that decision to build this new building, and then the location, like you just said. I mean, you're pulling from everywhere. You got from Navarre, from the Midway area, from Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, our parish runs on the west end from Oriole Beach Road, all the way to the east to the Santa Rosa County, Okaloosa County line.
Right.
So we have a pretty extensive parish along 98, and but I think most of the growth of the parish has come from Navarre.
Yeah.
Whereas it was more toward Tiger Point originally. Now we've really expanded the parish base into the Navarre community. And, so it's really a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Matthew says, my favorite memory of St. Sylvester is even before the new church was built. It was the beginning when they did the groundbreaking of what would be the construction site of where the new church is.
That's right.
So 100%. Yeah. And it's these type of places that give the community its grounding, right?
Absolutely.
Because if you think about it, if you're going to meet, and I remember we went through this, Father, is we started having our meetings as a group, and there was 10, 12 of us or whatever, so we could meet at Culver's or Andy D's or whatever. But once we started getting up to 30, 40 people showing up, it's like, where do you go? You know? Like, I was like, there's no real place that can host that many folks in Navarre. And that's when several of our folks were like, well, let's talk to the church and see if they're willing. So
we're so blessed to have all these beautiful buildings and our facilities. And so that's why we want to be open and share them with everyone in the community.
Amazing.